Hello, and welcome back to Ascending Without Wings. This is Raina, and this is the first of hopefully many weekly Divine Feminine Twin Flame readings. And the way I'm doing these readings now is a Celtic cross spread with some energy oracle cards, as well as some goddess guidance and Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael healing oracles as well. And I do check all of my cards with my pendulum just to make sure that I've got the right cards, to make sure that it's as accurate as possible. And I do invoke and channel Archangel Michael in these readings. So sometimes I do get a little bit fired up and I'll start ranting a little bit about life experience and things that I've witnessed or experienced myself. Don't take that as a soapbox, I love me kind of moment. It's more there's an analogy or a hidden meaning or some sort of life lesson there that needs to be shared based on the energy that's coming through in the reading at the time. So, got that all out of the way. Also, feel free to subscribe, like, or share as you wish. I have been very inconsistent with my readings, but that is all about to change, and I will be doing a weekly zodiac reading for all the signs. Also, your Venus sign reading, which will be love, relationships, career kind of related, and the general ones will be spirituality in general. So I really hope that you find the messages that resonate with you and that I'm able to channel guidance for as many of you as possible. So yes, let's get on with it. So Archangel Michael, please have some energy oracle for the first waivers of the Divine Feminine Collective for this reading for the 14th to the 20th of January 2019, please. Wow, okay. When I did the Divine Masculine Collective reading, I actually had about 4 to 5 energy oracle cards for each wave. For the Divine Feminines, I've got 1 card for each wave, which kind of makes sense, because I guess the Divine Feminine Collective has sort of been in the full-on throes of the Ascension journey for a little bit longer than some of the Divine Masculines have. So let us begin with the card that we have for the first wave of Divine Feminine Collective. We have the Magician and the Mirror. So like with the Tarot, it's very much the Magician. It's, manifesting at a monumental rate. The colors here very much relate to throat chakra, solar plexus, sacral, and we've got violet as well. So it's kind of crown chakra with a violet / indigo. So crown chakra and I think third eye chakra. That's the color I'm talking about right there. Okay, so let's just say first wave Divine Feminine. You guys, it's like you've got fire in one hand and ice in the other hand. It's like you're a master of the elements. It's actually the first time I've noticed that. Seeing that hand is all blue, and then it's yellow. Master alchemist, master manifestor, really, really beautiful energy. And I think that's fantastic for the first wave of Twin Flame Divine Feminine Collective. You guys are doing great. You're balanced. You're on a mission / in mission, if you know what I'm trying to say. Like, you are just focused. You are manifesting like a monster and just the master of your own existence. Like, this is the most beautiful, beautiful energy. And I'm really pleased to see that. Okay, so for the second wave, Twin Flames, Divine Feminines, we have a fantastic card, the 6 of Wands in Tarot, so the Victory card. This is victory, like spiritual, material, emotional, personal victory, like victory on all levels. This is like, there's so much gold in here, like Christ consciousness energy. It's kind of like you're embodying Christ consciousness now. Your higher self is in the house, as I like to say it. And you're embodying your higher self and your soul, and you are feeling victorious, and you are feeling good, and you are balanced, and just like you're ready to take the world by storm. Really, this second wave Divine Feminines that I'm channeling at the moment. Wow. Like first wave and second wave, really, really, really beautiful energy. Just put that there, not that you can see it much, but it looks pretty. All right, so then we're moving on to the third wave. Just before I mention this one, there's a few synchronicities I'm already noticing with Divine Masculine Collective readings. I was seeing a lot of messages that resonated for myself, being in the first wave, from the first and the third wave messages, and a few maybe from the second wave messages. But this is the thing, like, despite the fact that I'm doing this so that I can try and tune into the entire collective, that's why I'm saying first, second, third wave, they're all labels at the end of the day, so don't pay too much attention to them. It's just my way of being able to tune into as many of the divine masculines and divine feminines as possible. Okay, so now that I've cleared that up, the third wave is, we've got the Thinking Man. I've actually been getting this card myself when I pull it in regards to my twin's energy towards myself and what's going on in my energy. So you notice he's holding a crystal. It's a 3-pointed crystal, and it's that trifold flame, the 3 flames within our soul, basically. That's what it reminds me of. But also just the amount of concentration on his face, like, and it's not like focused concentration, like an intellectual concentration. It's like he's lost in it. It's, he's lost in the beauty of this thing. So I really feel like, and this being a divine feminine reading, is your divine masculine sees you as this most amazing, precious, precious jewel. And he's sort of like staring at you off in the distance, not within arm's reach in some cases, but like he's staring at you off in the distance and just going, wow, this is everything that I've ever wanted. Like, how could I wish for anything more? This is the perfect thing for me. Like, I really feel that. Just that's why I keep on sort of going into his face. Like, yeah, it's a picture of contentment. Yeah, like this thing that is so precious to him that he's looking at with so much love. It brings him a really deep sense of contentment. It's unlike everyday kind of, oh yeah, no, it's a sunny day today. We won with Mr. Weather. We're doing okay. Not one of those mediocre things. This is like, all my Christmases have come at once. This is the woman or man of my dreams. Like, wow. As I'm saying that, cards go flying. Okay. So this could be the heart of the matter for first 3 waves. Kingdom Miracle. Is the heart of the matter for 3? Is it for 1? Okay, so I'm going to do this exactly like I did the Divine Masculine readings. As I pull the position, I'm going to discuss them. If I need to pull clarifiers, I will. But yeah, I think this will give us a very complete picture this way, yeah? Okay, so for the first wave Divine Feminines, for the week of the 14th to the 20th, the heart of the matter is the Ace of Cups. So complete and utter emotional fulfillment. Now, this could be self-love. This could be, relationship love. This is basically having your life overflowing with love in every form. Okay, so you've got good friends, companions that you hang out with. You feel loved. You feel supported. You are tuning into your divine team. You can feel their presence. You can, tune into the guidance that you're getting from them as well. This is just like someone that's, physically in 3D, but so floating up to 5D at a drop of a hat, like this is first wavers as well. I guess you've probably been at it for a little bit longer than some. So, you've got your tools under your belt. You've got your mantras and your intentions and meditations and things like that, whatever it is. It's kind of like, this is a warrior that's well and truly on their way, but, it's a cause that you're fighting for that is your heart and soul is invested in it. So it's like going to war over love, but not war in a violent sense, just fighting for what is most important because you love yourself and value yourself enough to fight for it. You're not going to settle for second best. You're not going to take any crap. This is a very awakened, very balanced individual. Okay. And not even individual. It's the energy that is surrounding your life. Like, this is the heart of the matter. This is the base energy of this reading for you, first wavers. So wowzers, like you guys have done a lot of work and kudos to you all. Like the FODs there, like they show a lot of growth. And funnily enough, you will notice this is one of the few cards in the tarot that's actually got that many FODs, and it represents growth. It's mainly spiritual growth, can be emotional as well, but yeah, just this card, like beautiful new beginnings. Like I feel like those lily pads should have actual, lily blossoms on them as well. Like I feel like it's a very starting a new phase of your life kind of energy. Very, very much so. Moving on to the second wave is we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So the second wave is, it seems like we are pretty much quite content in our life. We're loving our single life. We've got friends, we've got pets, we've got, things like soul mission based stuff that we're investing our time and our energy into. We're doing our healing, ancestral healing, past life healing, all of that. And it's just like, yeah, you kind of get into a flow and really being comfortable and content. And, it kind of ties in with this in a sense, if you think about it, because a person that is happily single will have plenty of self-love and contentment in their life. So yeah, definitely ties in. But for the third wave is base energy is the Justice card. So wanting a fair outcome. This could be people going, I just heard word divorce. So I know a lot of twin flames are married and things like that, have separations, in the pipe works. But I know, like here in Australia, if you want a divorce, you must be separated for 6 months officially and not living in the same space. So no cohabitation for 12 months at least before you can actually finalize a divorce, or you can get the ball rolling, sorry. So, and finalizing that could take a year or two more than that. So I'm feeling like this, for the third wave, is a lot of you guys, maybe, one or two as well, there's something going on in court, whether this is, divorce, whether this is like you may have been in business with somebody and you've separated, like, a business partnership being dissolved is the word I'm looking for. So there's some legal matter and you're waiting for justice, and all you want is what's fair. You're not being unreasonable. It's not like you're kind of like, I want everything to work out in my favor because I'm special or anything like that. This is definitely wanting what is just and fair for all parties involved. As a true light worker / twin flame should be, like everything for the highest and greatest good. That's what we do. Okay, so Arch Angel Michel, may I please have the challenge or the obstacle for first wave, please? Whoa. Okay, I'm dropping cards now. Sorry. I felt like that was the one. But as always, we shall check. That's for the first wave is. These challenges or obstacles for the second and third wave, please. Okay. Third wave, please. Okay. Archangel Michael is very much in the house today. When I invoke him, I actually feel him sort of step into my back. It's weird. So it's right behind my heart chakra. So it's like, oh, he's in the house. I've got that. Archangel Michael. All correct. First, second, third. Thank you. All right. Yeah. So the challenges or the obstacles for our lovely twin divine feminines. First wavers, we've got the Eight of Pentacles. So perfecting an art. Okay. Me personally, I got told yesterday I need to pursue shamanism. This is a person that's studying to be a paramedic, but a paramedic / shaman is the way to go. This is 2 years in a row. In January, I've been given this guidance. And it's kind of like this, I feel like this has very much the same thing to do with it. A lot of us have lacked the self-confidence or the courage to step out of our comfort zone and do whatever it is that we need to do to remember our soul gifts and things like that and truly step into our power and our authenticity. This lifetime is all about remembering the skills you've attained in other lifetimes. So whatever it is that you're studying, working on, stop doubting yourself, because you are only remembering. You are not learning anything new in this lifetime. You are remembering things that you have already mastered in previous lives. This is why they say twin flames are ascended masters, because we are. We're freaking goddesses and gods from previous lifetimes. Okay? You do enough of your healing, you do enough work with your team, you'll be given that information and you'll get to find out who you are in history. And I promise you, it will absolutely blow your mind and rock your world, but you'll be able to see all these things in your life, like little likes and little quirks and things like that, where you can go, oh my gosh, I can totally see how I was that being in that life. Okay, so please, I know I'm saying this because somebody there needed to hear that. Okay, stop doubting yourself. Whatever you're being guided to do, it's not because your team's trying to have fun with you or like push you out of your depth and, you know, have a little giggle when you stumble and fall. No, they're pushing you out of your depths because the depths that you're in right now are limited ones based on this 3D BS programming life that you've got now. So really, 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 whatever you're working on, stick to it, persist, don't give up. Because see, those pentacles, they are all perfect. You cannot move on to the next one until it's perfect. You are a perfectionist. Fair enough. We all have that trait in us. But it's actually, in a sense, a good thing because you really pour your heart and soul into things and you're devoted. Yeah. But please realize, like, I feel a really nervous energy with this one. Like, just looking at it, it's making my stomach, like, the butterflies feeling happen. So this is why it's kind of like, whatever you're being guided to do, whatever you're being pushed in the direction of, do not fight it. Okay. Just take little baby steps. Ask your team to be gentle with you and go, okay, fine. Yeah, I'm trying to be courageous. I'm trying to push myself out of my comfort zone. But you guys know how I've been all my life. Be patient with me, you know, give me a bit of a helping hand. Like, ask for the help and they're there. You'll get little victories that will build up your confidence. And you'll get to a stage where you'll just be like, you know what? I can do this stuff with my eyes closed. I don't even need to break a sweat. And that's where we need to be at. Like, I really feel like it because a lot of us do not realize that we came here with all the skills that we need in this life already within our Akashic memory and our soul. So we are just remembering. We are not learning anything new. This is why you'll have this soul reaction to certain information that you come across and you're like, oh my God, that resonates so much. It made me cry. It's because your soul recognizes it. And it's like, yes, we're on the path, baby. We're doing it. Okay. So that's enough about that card. So for the second wave is we've got the challenges, obstacles being the Page of Swords. I just heard the twin. So the challenge or the obstacle for the second wave is it seems that your twin is making like a little bit of a spy and lacking the courage to step forward. It's a very passionate individual. Could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But yeah, it's funny because this actually came up in the Divine Masculine reading. I can't remember which position it was in, but I'd love to actually go back and take notes on this because it's so mirrored in a sense. Okay, so with the Page of Swords, I really feel like, yeah, this is definitely your twin's energy. This is not you, but this is a challenge or obstacle. It's kind of like you've both ascended quite a lot. You've come quite far, but the way things got left, it's like, well, it's up to your Divine Masculine to make the move because of whatever was said and how things were left. And even your team will confirm that for you and your angels will be like, yeah, no, you don't reach out. Because I've actually been told, do not reach out. It's his turn. Fair enough. Okay, so, but instead of reaching out, there's a bit of sneaky energy like, oh, let's see what she's doing. Is she seeing someone? Or, you know, do I have a mutual friend with her? Can I sort of like find out what's going on in her life? Like, does she ever talk about me? What's going on? And I actually said it in the Divine Masculine reading. I was like, if you guys are doing it, please stop. Because I personally would be really, really insulted and offended if my twin was still lacking in that much, you know, self-worth and stuff like that. Like, I know I can feel how far he's come himself. But this energy, it's like, it's all in your head, dude. Like, you're better than that. You're stronger than that. So whoever this applies to, whether it's you or your Divine Masculine, like, you need to realize that your doubts and your fears are all in your head. Your ego is messing with you. When you have moments where you're starting to doubt yourself, ask yourself, like, you wouldn't be in this moment, in this life, where you are right now, unless you were meant to be. In any given moment, everything is exactly perfect in divine perfection and divine timing. Okay. And when you sort of drill it into your own head and you're constantly picking yourself up and going, no, it doesn't matter. Everything's happening for a reason. Okay, fine. Oh, you know, green light turns red just as you get there. Good. It's stopping you maybe because if you just gotten through, you may have been cleaned up by a truck. And I know it's an extreme example, and I don't mean to scare people or whatever, but everything happens for a reason. There's a flow to the universe. And, you know, it's kind of like Like Pac-Man, you have to have enough of those little things that he goes around and gobbles, for those of us who are old enough to remember Pac-Man. But you have to have, like, say you have to have about 100 of them to get to the stage where you're ready to have that next experience. Unless you get 100, if you're still floating around at 99, can't find any, tough luck. It's not a case of tough luck, because we all know that divine intervention is very much kicking in at the moment, and I'm seeing synchronicities of that everywhere. It's beautiful. And also those divine masculines that are aware and in tune and listen to energy updates and things like that. Actually, know of one in particular that has basically just in the last week just gone, nah, I'm good, I'm done. And it can be really, really hard, guys. Like, I'm sure we've all had toxic relationships and karmic bonds with people. Like, I've got karmic bonds with my own immediate family, which kind of sucks. But my journey is my own, as is everybody else's. But like, the point of this is there are shifts happening, whether you can see it within your own divine masculine or you can see it in other divine masculines within the collective. There is hope and there is a sign of movement in the right direction, my loves. So please, please, please have faith in that. Yeah. All right. So the challenges and the obstacles for the third wave: putting down the burden. See, this is very much what I was just talking about with the divine masculines. They're putting down the burdens of karmic bonds. And we all know that even divine feminines have, a portion of themselves that is divine masculine energy. So it's like the divine masculine within the divine feminines that I'm channeling this reading for, they're also releasing all of their karmic bonds. There are pointless friendships that you sometimes have where you're kind of like, okay, I'll put a bit of effort and a bit of time and energy into this, but it's kind of like a very shallow, empty relationship. Like, there's not much substance to it, but yeah, you kind of just let it float in the background. I personally actually cut off 4 people from my life, like, without notice. Just went, nah, stuff this, I'm done. Block, delete, done. Because I'd been talking for months about how I'm over it and I'm not going to tolerate people disrespecting me and not giving back as good as I give them. And I did exactly this. So I feel like the third wave divine feminist, you guys, your challenge or your obstacle is actually to remember your own worth enough and love yourself enough to put those burdens down. Like, literally, it's 10 long wooden poles. They're heavy. Yeah. This guy is putting it down. So, like, a lot of people say, oh, it's feeling burdened. This to me is actually putting them down, because 10 is the number of completion. So I do feel like that for the divine feminines in the third wave, you guys are definitely putting down burdens. And whether that be, soon to be ex-husbands or boyfriends, partners, friends, parents, aunties, uncles, sisters, brothers, or whatever the case may be. Okay. I've talked to quite a few people in the twin flame collective, and there are some really sad and unfortunate stories, but a lot of the things that are playing out in our lives right now, guys, they're all from Atlantis. We're like going backwards. We're doing a rerun of everything that happened in Atlantis. And it's like, okay, so Atlantis started off beautiful, and then the battle of the sexes and all that started there, basically. And it declined majorly. So we've gone from decline, the destructive state that we've had in our 3D world here, to now we're working backwards, back to the beginning. We're going back to the golden age kind of thing. So yeah, it's almost like 2 timelines back to back. Where one has ended, the other one starts. And it's got to go back that way. Like, I'm not sure if this is making sense, but I hope it does. If I could draw like a line graph thing, it would make sense, I think. Okay, so yes, it's, from some experiences that I've had, one of the karmics that I removed from my life, I actually was told that individual was the one that murdered my twin in one of my major lives that was in like medieval times as a mystic when King Arthur and Merlin were around. And when even after I realized that was the same soul that had killed my twin in that life, and that's unforgivable and unacceptable, and realizing how toxic they were in this life to me and how much they were manipulating and abusing my friendship, it still took me about a year, not even a year, 6 months of that realization to actually go, no, this is not okay. And it's a process of building yourself up and doing your own healing. And also all of a sudden going, hey, you know what? The universe and God and angels all love me so much. They help me so much. How can I not love myself? Like, there must be something bloody amazing about me for me to be loved so much. Yeah. Like, I'm getting emotional talking about that because I've struggled with self-love myself, but oh, dudes, I have never loved myself more than I do right now. And it's just going up, 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 up. Every week I feel like there's progress and I'm getting better. Okay. So this will be the foundation of the reading. So the worries and the desires. Michael, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. Okay. So yeah, divine feminines, I got to give you some credit, man. Like, divine masculine readings, I had multiples in certain positions. Give yourself a pat on the back and be really proud of yourself, like the divine masculine should be also. But I think we've done a lot of heavy lifting, and the proof is in the pudding. Like, just how clean cut this reading is. Just one. The energies are clear, concise. It's kind of like, you know, decluttering your space, decluttering your aura, decluttering your emotional space, all of that. It's just like your chakras are going brilliantly. They're in peak condition, you know, swelling as fast as they can. They're clear. Your aura is solid thing. Yeah, divine feminines, big pat on your back. Seriously. And I can feel the pride that is coming from Archangel Michael when I'm saying that. Like, honestly, if I could share this feeling with you, I could pour it through the screen. I so would, because it's like, you know, when you're a little kid and you do something and you don't think it's anything trivial, but you get so much love and adoration from it. Like, for a lot of us, that's a really rare thing. So getting that feeling from your team, yeah, priceless. Okay, enough ranting, Rain. All right. So we're on to worries and desires. Michael. So this is the foundation of the reading for the divine feminines. How perfect in the first wave, that is. How perfect that this ties in exactly as I was saying. That is the magician card in the energy oracle, and you've got the magician card as your worries and desires. This is your, maybe you're worried that you're not manifesting, that you haven't seen the fruits of your manifestation yet. For about a month now, we keep on getting told you have put your manifestations out into the universe. Now it's like that patience, you know, the 8 of Pentacles, patience. You must wait. Sorry, 7 of Pentacles. Be patient and wait for the fruits of your labor, because it takes time for it to form in the higher realms and filter down into the 3rd dimension for us to actually physically have it manifested into our life. So if you're worried that you're not manifesting, don't, because this person has all the elements at their disposal. They're right there, and you've got the infinity symbol. It's a never-ending process. We are master manifestors as it is, and we transmute very, very quickly. A lot of us, like, we just naturally, that's what we do. Even before we awoke, we would just like absorb energy and transmute it. And that's just how it is. And so it's kind of like, don't worry that you're not manifesting, because the fruits of your labor are coming, and that yellow really, really stands out. And I feel like there's a lot of growth. Like, it's kind of like you get the apprentice, then you've got the magician, then you've got, you know, sage, that kind of thing. I'm feeling this is, we're also learning, well, not, I won't say learning, I'll say remembering more. And we're growing within ourselves. So it's really beautiful, guys. Oh my God. This is why I love doing readings. Okay, so for the second waivers, we've got the High Priestess. So your worries or desires, maybe you're desiring that your twin starts embodying their High Priestess energy. Sorry, High Priest energy. Or this could also be you desiring to level up, you wanting to propel yourself further on your spiritual ascension. Like, this is a woman who, you know, has got the Torah in her lap. The Torah is like a highly spiritual Jewish document. It was people that were only qualified and trained to read it could read it, because, you know, the language and whatever else, I'm sure there's, you know, other spiritual thingies to it. But one thing that's standing out to me here is this moon. The moon has popped out in the Divine Masculine reading a lot as well. We had a crescent moon in the Two of Swords, but we also had a reference to the total lunar eclipse that we're having on the 20th and the 21st. So I really believe that this partial solar eclipse that we had on the 5th and 6th, as well as the total lunar eclipse that we're having on the 20th and the 21st, is actually a major transformation. It is a major level up. It's kind of like floodgates have opened, and all of your soul gifts, all of the psychic abilities, skills, everything, and a lot of knowledge is basically, there's a floodgate opening and it's getting channeled straight through your crown chakra and it's coming through. So I feel like this is more of a don't worry, because it's all happening. It really is coming. And I do feel like my solar plexus is kind of like right now when I'm talking about it. So this is divine feminine standing in their power. So nothing to worry about, my lovelies. Really, truly. But the worries or desires of the third wave. A lot of people say this is about walking away from love. But to me, this is actually the potential of somebody walking back that has walked away previously. It's kind of like they take a walk through there, go have their little adventure off in the world, and then they come straight back because there's a gap in these cups. Like you can walk straight through back into the forefront of this picture, which is basically the forefront of the person who's here, their life, basically, yeah? So with the sun and the moon there, it's kind of like, okay, it takes us a year to go around the sun. So this could be desiring somebody that walked away a year ago, maybe more, to come back. And maybe it's a worry that they're not going to come back. We've all been there. But I think we all know, especially if we're manifesting, that if you worry about something, it's kind of like saying, yep, bring it. I want it in my life. And we don't want to do that. So if you do find yourself worrying, just literally say, hey, angels, guardian angels, can you please help to shift my frequency and to stop me from thinking like this? You don't know you're going to get what you asked for until you ask for it. And then you're like, wow, that was quick. Okay. Trust me, I make a lot of requests. I sit here like a little brat going, hey, team, can I please have like a lollipop with the rainbow colors? And like really stupid shit sometimes, like literally playing child, yeah? And it's great fun. And they sit there and they laugh at me. And I can hear it. But we're like children of the divine source, God, whatever you want to call it. And literally, it's like we are like almost like, the kid that they play favorite with. We're the golden child. We have such an important job to do. Why would our parents not make us comfortable and prop us up and, make sure that we've got everything that we need to be able to do what it is that they want us to do in this life, as well as we chose to do in this life? Like no parent's going to send their kid to war unprepared with no food, no clothes, no ammunition, right? That's the point. Oh, sorry. I'm so laughing. I have delayed doing readings because I get kind of like, makeup and everything, because I refuse to put my non-makeup face on the screen. And so today when I'm like, hey, I'm going to hide behind the camera, my team has a little chuckle every time I drop the cards, and I'm like, that's my face. I have to laugh at myself because I am funny sometimes. Okay, so it's first wave. Second. Okay, guys, we've actually have very, very similar cards that we had the Divine Masculine reading. Very, very similar. Okay, so Divine Feminines. What has, in the recent past, has led to your current scenario or current situation, yeah? The Two of Swords. Once again, a reference to the moon. So major shifts with these eclipses happening. This indecision is going to turn into decision if it hasn't already. It will flip and somebody will make a decision by the end of the month. Like a lot of unions are actually predicted by the end of the month as well. And I'm definitely feeling the vibes with the clairaudient messages that I'm getting when I wake up and things like that. So I really do feel like this could actually be you or your Divine Masculine. It could be them being indecisive about reaching out and contacting you. It could also be you about whether you're going to end karmic relationships that are really unhealthy for you and being like, oh, I don't know. Okay? But this is recent past. What's led to your current scenario? So considering this and the Ace of Cups for the same wave, not too much of a concern, really. All right, so Second wave, we've got the Page of Cups. Page of Cups, someone offering their cup of love and a little piece of themselves. Like, to me, in a sense, like his hat almost looks like it could be like a fish or sometimes, and I look at it really quickly, it could be, but it's like, you know, something that he's dressed in or he's draped in, he'll give you a piece of that. Like, this is a person that would, you know, chop their arm off to help you out. I feel like that is the kind of offer that's coming up. It's a person that would die for you. This is the kind of offer. Either it's the intention of the offer coming through or the actual offer being made. Because I know a lot of twins have actually come back into contact with their divine masculines. So if your divine masculine happens to have made an offer to you that's kind of like way more than just, hey, let's, you know, get together and make babies. A bit more than what is normal, because that fish is an extra added bonus in his cup of love. Yeah, that's his heart and soul in that cup, and he's added something else to it. So this is more than, like, to me, this is so much more than the Knight of Cups, because the Knight of Cups, yes, he's been on a long journey and he comes to make a proposal, but a marriage proposal, and it's all la-di-da and snooty, but this is someone that's giving you like a piece of their soul. Like, you know, if all of their heart is inside that cup, they're giving you a piece of their soul, my dear. Like, this is the most ultimate, devoted, you know, you are the most cherished thing in this person's world. This is why they're making that offer. Yeah. Like, I really feel it. Like, it's almost like they see you and they're speechless. Like, you're like, yeah, you could make a person's heart skip a beat. Like, this is that kind of love, man. Like, wow. Okay. And so in the third wavers, we have same card that we had for the divine masculines at one point as well. Standing your ground is actually what's the recent past, what's led to your current situation. It's like owning your authenticity, learning to love yourself and respect yourself and treat yourself like that. And yeah, this is, as I explained in the divine masculine reading, okay, this is a person that's climbed up a little mountain. He's used his own brain, his own maneuvering tactics, his own skills to climb up that mountain. It doesn't matter how big it is. It's a metaphorical mountain, okay? But he's standing on this little mountain, and all these little haters at the bottom are all like, no, I want your position. Get off the mound. I want that. No. The point is, he's standing his ground because he knows that he used his brain, his physical body, and put the effort in himself to climb up there and earn that position. Okay, so knowing that you're here on a divine mission, knowing that you're here for a higher purpose, knowing that this is beyond just me and you, you know, this is a really beautiful energy. And I'm so proud of all of us for having come this far. Like, wow. Okay, so that was recent past, what's led to the current situation, yeah? Now, Archangel Michael, can I please have Hope Stream's best possible outcome for first, second, and third wave divine feminine? Okay, like this was one of them. Both of these correct? Is that for first wave? This is for second. Can I please have a card for the third wave? The one that wanted to fly out. Wow. Okay. First wave, second wave, third wave. Ow. Okay, I'm going to clarify one card. I do not, in my mind, understand how Ten of Swords, the ultimate backstabbing energy. Well, I guess it's the end of the backstabbing energy, can be Hope Stream's best possible outcome for the first wavers. So, Archangel Michael, can I please clarify the Ten of Swords for first wave divine feminines for this reading, please? Wait. Really? I don't know if he's being cheeky or like whether this is making sense. Oh, thank God. This is what fell out to clarify the Ten of Swords. So, Nine of Swords clarifying the Ten of Swords. I don't think that. Archangel Michael. Can I please have a clarifier for the 10 of Swords in the Hope Stream's best possible outcome position for the first wave, Divine Feminines, please? Okay. 3 flip. Oh, yeah. Oh. Okay. Any of these the clarifiers for the 10 of Swords? They're not. Okay. Is this the next position? Okay. Okay. Looks like I need to grab the other deck. Sorry, guys. I'm like stubborn. When I need to clarify something, it's kind of like, nope, must be clarified. Archangel Michel, can I please have a clarifier for 10 of Swords in the Hope Stream's best possible outcome straight away? Whoa, okay. That's more like it. Angel Michel, is this the correct clarifier for the 10 of Swords? Okay. Yay, I feel much better now. All right, my lovelies. So first wave is, I wasn't going to go ahead with just that initial card. We have Hope Stream's best possible outcome, 10 of Swords, signifying justice. So it's the end of being stabbed in the back, used, manipulated, abused, toxic scenarios, all of that. So Hope Stream's best possible outcome, this is still a process. Like 10 is a completion energy, but it's not like it's moved on to 11 kind of thing. It's completing. It's in the process. So it's kind of like whatever's going on, like allowing things to play out is going to bring justice. So it's kind of like, rather than getting upset by people that trigger you and things like that, kind of having that perspective of, you know what, keep talking. You're burying yourself. I don't need to lower myself to, lower my vibration or my frequency to your level to get nasty and, be calling people names and restraining orders and all that kind of crazy Jerry Springer kind of crap. Yeah, it's got rising above it. So Hope Stream's best popular outcome for first wave Divine Feminines in this next week, whatever's playing out, yes, you might feel like you're being stabbed in the back and stuff like that, but always remember there is a higher wisdom behind it all, because this is actually justice being served. So do not get caught up in other people's drama. Do not get caught up in their toxic crap, because this to me very much says like, feeling like you're stabbed in the back, you're being caught up in other people's stuff, used, abused, all of that stuff. But even if it may look that way on face value, distance yourself, assert yourself and create some distance to like the 7 of Wands and, stand your ground, distance yourself from toxic behavior, because at the end of the day, whoever it is, they're digging their own grave and justice will be served no matter what way, shape or form. Okay, whether it's in the legal system, whether it's a person that's abusing their authority over a child in a split parenting situation and they're abusing substances and, on the side, but they think they're so clever that they can get away with it. The saying, every dog has their day, just comes to mind. And all the karmic exes that we have, like one of my karmic exes actually passed away in September. That was kind of like, wow. But I wasn't in communication with them, so it's okay. All right. And this is the thing. Yeah, just please know that justice is coming. First wave, Divine Feminines. Moving on to the second wave, you've got the Chariot. So moving forward, like this is forward movement that's happening. Whether you can see it, sense it, feel it or not, things are moving forward. And that would be with your Divine Masculine doing their healing and basically getting themselves ready to introduce you back into their life. Like, I'm sure a lot of them have this thing of, I have to have certain things a certain way. Like, I have to make sure that, I contact her at this time of year because, I'll be on holidays and I'll be more relaxed and I won't be worried about work and all that kind of thing. It's kind of like making things perfect. Even if that's going on, there is a lot of movement going on an energetic level, in 5D, in 4D, it's all happening. So don't worry about it. And this is Hope Stream's best possible outcome, guys. So we've got justice for the first wave. We've got forward movement for the second wave. And we have completion of a major cycle for the third wave. This could be one stage of your ascension. This could also represent you going on a trip. Your twin could be halfway around the other side of the world. Sorry. You could be going on a trip to see them. But this is like the graduation card, as I like to call it in the tarot. It's the figures that we're studying in the Wheel of Fortune card, which is halfway mark on tarot, they have now graduated. So this is like, coming full circle, the completion of a major life cycle over 20 years. Also completion of a stage of your ascension. It could also be the completion of all the old paradigm karmic energies that were in your life, and past life energies and ties and relationships and things like that. So wow, hope streams the best possible outcome overall for the Divine Feminine reading. I have to say it's probably a little bit, I like to say, realistic. I'm a Taurian with Aquarius, Pisces, and Scorpio in my chart, so I am a realist. Like, you can express things as very brutally, honestly as possible with the right vocabulary. You can still deliver it in a gentle way, yeah? So authenticity is kind of tricky sometimes. I'm sure somebody needed to hear that, and now I'm already hearing the chuckles from my team. They're like, I think I've lost that card. Bear with me a moment, peoples. Are you serious? Truly, it's happening. Sorry. Whoever is actually watching, I feel like a bit of a silly one right now. But that's all right. Oh, Lord. It goes and lands on a box. Okay. Can you remember? Is this the immediate future next step for the first wave? Is it going to be single card throw? All right. Immediate future next steps for second wave, please. Is that just one? Third wave, immediate future next steps. Oh, wow. Is this for second wave? This for third wave. Both in the Divine Masculine and now the Divine Feminine reading, this card actually flew like out of the deck and was sort of going up. It's kind of like the death of the old, the birth of the new. This is really a major cycle that's ending for us all. Like 2018 was like cleaning out your dirty laundry, and now we're opening up the floodgates and we're airing out the place so it's fresh and brisk and you can let the sunlight in, and it's just like a breath of fresh air. That's what I'm feeling right now. Okay, so really, really beautiful. Now, immediate future and next steps. So just keeping in mind that this is for Monday the 14th through to the 20th, which is a Sunday. Immediate future next steps, which would be anything from the 14th through to the 26th or something, yeah? So once again, going in line with what's being predicted about a lot of unions coming, people. Because first wave, twin divine feminines. Immediate future next step is King of Swords. This could be you, or this could be your divine masculine. Regardless, King of Swords is a much nicer energy than the Queen of Swords. Okay, King of Swords and Queen of Swords are people that have been hurt. They've healed their hurt. However, Queen of Swords has not healed it enough. So she's actually quite bitter, and she's very cutting and very harsh with her words. Like, she'll cut you down like a tree with a chainsaw, Like, it's that kind of person. Like, you can feel their pain is just sitting on the tip of their tongue, and they just throw it in everybody's faces because they're so hurt and they're so bitter. Whereas this divine, the King of Swords, yes, divine masculine equivalent of the Queen of Swords, he speaks from the heart. He can speak about emotional stuff, but he doesn't get emotional in speaking. And he doesn't use his emotions as a whip to spank people while he's speaking to them. And not to I actually feel like there's literally a whip attached to your tongue. And it's like, if you speak about your emotions, it's like whips them and slices them open, This is such a much better energy. It's a lot more mature. It's a lot more sort of stable. It's a person that's actually healed the emotions enough so that they don't taint or affect their interactions with people, and they don't impose that pain on other people. It's not passing on the hurt that you've experienced. This is rising above the hurt that you've experienced because you've healed enough. Beautiful, beautiful energy, guys. So then we've got second wavers. We've got the King of Cups. So King of Cups, he can rise above his emotions. He's actually seated quite, elevated from his emotions. But there's an ocean of emotion. So this is a person that feels a lot, but they're able to separate the heart and mind and rise above it. They can get caught up in their emotion as somebody that's surrounded by a sea of emotion. But it's kind of like, to me, he's looking off into the distance, like he's really focused on something. So he's not going to allow his emotions to get carried away. Like he can keep a rein on his emotions, almost like turn his emotions into a horse. You've got the reins and you're holding on to it. Yeah, very much so. However, third wave, Divine Feminines, you have the Victory card. Funny how second wave had the energy card of victory, yeah? This card also came out for the Divine Masculines reading. That's why I'm quite impressed. All three actually came out. So, there we are. Victory, whether that be in the workplace, promotion, career, applying for a course that you thought you couldn't get into and now you've been accepted and you're like, woohoo, I can do this, right? There could be that. There can also be feeling victorious because you finally cut out the toxic people from your life, the people that didn't value you, the people that didn't give you the love that you gave them. You are loving yourself enough to walk away from them and you feel victorious. You are ready to go out there and give yourself a ticker tape parade because you're like, I'm a queen, I'm a boss, as they say, It's beautiful. Really, really beautiful, guys. Like, oh my God. Sorry, I'm shaking. I will have to adjust my reading space next time. Archangel Michael, may I please have what is how Divine Feminine is approaching the situation? As you know, for each, sort of bent that one. For the first wave. Okay, and how's the second wave Divine Feminine approaching the situation? Ooh, we're gonna go everywhere. Second wave, Divine Feminines, how are they approaching the situation? Michael, is that for the second wave? Okay, how the third wave, Divine Feminines, approaching the situation, please. Whoa. Third wave, Divine Feminines. Ooh. I hope it's not this card. Is this the correct card? Should be in reverse. Oh, okay. Okay. The funny thing is this card actually came up in the Divine Masculines reading as well. All of these, no, both of these, sorry. 2 out of 3. I apologize. My language is getting ahead of me. Okay, so this is how the Divine Feminine is approaching the situation. Okay, in the first wave, you're actually feeling left out in the cold. I don't know why you're feeling left out in the cold when you've got the Ace of Cups as the heart of the matter for the first wave. But this is definitely in regards to your twin. If you haven't heard from them, this is why you're feeling left out in the cold. Maybe you're feeling left out in the cold because you amputated so many karmic, toxic people from your life that you're kind of like, oh, Lord, who do I have in my life? I actually mentioned this to somebody today. It's like lightworkers, twin flames, like whatever you want to call it, starseeds, everything. Okay, all of us that are here to create the shift. We should never, ever, ever feel left out in the cold because there are so many. There are 4.5 billion of us. Okay, that's a lot. We're basically half the population of the world now. So don't feel left out. There are groups, there are communities you can reach out to. There is so much out there. All of the truly awakened spiritual people I know, except for one person, is in Sydney, are all in the States. And my entire communication with them is via Facebook. So trust me, I know this feeling of feeling left out in the cold, but you just need to reach out and you'll be surprised how many people are going through the same thing as you're going. They know where you're at. They're feeling what you're feeling. They're going through exactly the same thing. And just that is such a huge, huge thing sometimes, knowing that you're not alone, knowing that you're not the only person thinking you're losing your mind. It really helps. Okay. So please remember that, my lovely Divine Feminines. So the second wave divine feminines, we've got the Six of Swords, one of my favorite cards, moving away from troubled waters. So troubled water on this side, they're going that way. And this is like, twins. This could be your twins back and you guys are together, sailing away into calmer seas, getting rid of all the toxic people from your lives, both of you individually, but, coming together. And sort of proceeding with your joint sort of mission work and things like that, because I know a lot of us have some really major stuff to accomplish in this life. So it's kind of like, yeah, let's get on with it. Let's get show on the road. But this is divine intervention creating this for you. You've got divine intervention. That boat's not just being propelled by him. Like that could be one of your angels that's propelling that boat, and that's you sitting there. It doesn't have to be your twin, but definitely an energy of moving away from troubled waters with support, unexpected support from externally, yeah? But the third wave, divine feminines, you guys are approaching the situation like it is toxic, like it is codependent, codependency riddled, not a nice energy. So I'm actually going to, sorry, I've lost my seat. I think I need to get a clarifier from the other deck because I would like that. Okay, can you please clarify why we have the devil in how the third wave divine feminines are approaching this situation? Please clarify the devil. Okay, that would make so much sense. Okay, so the devil's actually clarified by the Four of Swords, which kind of makes sense, okay? You're feeling drained, you're feeling tired, you're not resting, you're not taking care of yourself, you're not eating well, you're not drinking enough water, you're not resting. Meditation is very, very restful. There are meditations that I have done that absolutely revitalize you, like put a pep in your step. And if you're feeling drained or psychically attacked in any way, shape, or form, it's like this elixir of life. And I will actually put a link to that particular meditation in the description box or pin it in a comment, because I do feel like a lot of people will benefit from that. I actually am due to do it myself, because I know it's like getting a transfusion, or I don't know what, like having this massive dose of caffeine and you're just like alive again. It's crazy. But this definitely tells me, third wave, guys, you guys are draining yourself. You're putting too much time and focus into 3D life, spiritual life, friendships, relationships, all of that kind of thing. You're not putting enough time into yourself. So this is a big, like you're approaching the situation like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I couldn't be bothered. Like this is all too hard because I feel like I'm stuck. I have to keep on this hamster wheel, keep doing this, keep everybody happy, but it's killing me. And this is why you're like, yuck. This is an ugly, disgusting energy. The devil energy. So this is why, because you're not putting yourself first. You're not getting the rest that you need and your body needs. So please, for those of you that resonates with, please get some rest. Meditate. If you can't, just Saint Germain. Encase me in a violet flame. I need to transmute and heal everything that I'm feeling right now. Give it like 10 minutes and you'll feel a complete shift in your energy. Archangel Michael and Saint Germain and Archangel Raphael, like they're my little power trio. I call on them all the time. Especially if my energy is feeling funky. Okay, Archangel Michael, what is in the environment for the divine feminines? First wave, please. Okay, very well. My goodness, some very similar cards to what the divine masculines reading had, but there are some different ones also. Archangel Michael. Are these three the right cards? So the Empress for first wave. Stop a second. Divine masculines also had the Seven of Cups. So it's interesting. But this is in your environment. So this could be, if you live alone, it's the energy that you're embodying, your emotional, mental energy, your thoughts create your energy as well, remember? But this could be your energy. It could be the people in your home environment. For first wave, we've got the Empress. So this could be a maternal figure. This so fits the bill. Slightly, I don't like the word controlling, but, a woman that runs a tight ship and she knows how she likes her things. She's very efficient. She's very fertile and abundant. She knows how to make her money, everything. She is spiritual, but she's a bit of a hard ass is the word I just heard. Yeah, a bit of a controlling aspect I'm feeling from her today. Like she's looking very smug. But yeah, this is in your environment. So I feel like this is a mother figure. It could be a sister, anybody. It could even be a male embodying this energy. But it's the Empress, not the very positive, chirpy interpretation of the Empress energy. For the first wave is right there in your environment. Second wave is, we've got the Star card. I like it. So second wave is going to major healing, major healing. Okay, she's pouring water onto the earth and onto the ground. It almost ties in with the Temperance card, where it's like a sense of alchemy, alchemizing, turning negative emotions into positive ones. You know, turning a low vibrational frequency into a high one. And there's like 8 cards, stars, one massive one. 8 is the number of abundance, you know, and this is actually 17. 17. Number of magic miracles, lots of blessings coming your way. Okay, if you look it up, Sacred Scribe is the website that I always refer to, and yeah, the explanation they had of 17 I really loved. But yeah, this is also the card of Aquarius. There could be an Aquarian in your home, but you could also be going through some major healing. I've personally noticed in the last week, I have been watching things about, you know, the witch trials and the Hunger Games, because it's like ancestral healing, past life healing, because a lot of us have been in the Orion star system, and apparently that was very close to what the reality was over there. And just knowing that was quite intense. And trust me, I cried a lot watching that, but I know when I cry over things that aren't things I've experienced in my own life, it's my way of healing it for the collective. Okay, so I really feel like I'm resonating with that big time, because once we've done our own healing, and not even once we've done it, we've been doing it all along. We take turns to do healing for the collective, but we also take turns to do our own personal healing. When you've done your own personal healing, there's only collective healing to do. Okay, so I really hope that there's only collective healing to do, because if you're copying it from both sides, collective and your own personal, I feel for you, is all I'm going to say. Okay, I am actually going to pull a clarifier for this, because in your environment, okay, for the third wave is, I feel like you're feeling like you're spoilt for choice. You've got a lot of options, whether that is options as a partner aside from your twin, whether that's jobs, whether it's, wow. As I say that, the 3 of Swords falls out onto my lap. Jamaica, either of these clarifying the 7 of Swords? Oh, sorry, 7 of Cups. Both of them? Yeah. 3 of Swords, of course. Amen. So that was the top one, that was the bottom, but this is not the right card. Okay. So, as I had suspected, this 7 of Cups, it is, oh yes, I'm so spoilt for choice, you know, I'm so wanted. However, being that wanted, you can also be that quickly discarded. It's kind of like there is no substance in this options. Like there might be every puppy trying to sniff the other puppy's rear end. And I'm sorry if I sound really crude, but I always say that. It's kind of like there are some people in the world that they'll see something that they find relatively appealing and they'll just go for it. Like they'll be attached, or they'll be a really damaged, toxic person that's just, oh, I can't be single, or I'm about to break up with somebody else tomorrow, but I got to find a replacement today, man. That's like, I really feel like that's the kind of options that are there, and it's only going to lead to heartbreak. So if you guys are sort of feeling that way, please assess your options carefully, because see in this card, like in that cup with the cloth thing, I feel like there's a sword in there. Like, see that there? There's a sword. So you grab that, you're going to cut yourself open. There's a big lizard dragony thing. There's, you know, a pretty lady. There's a snake. So buyer beware, okay? That's all I'm going to leave it at. Buyer beware. Not that you're buying anything, but I'm sure you get the context. Okay, Archangel Michel. Last 2 positions. Let's go. Hopes and fears for first wave. Hopes and fears for the second wave. Hopes and fears for the second wave, please. Okay. Okay, Michael. These hopes and fears for first. Hopes and fears for second. Thank you. Please hopes and fears for third wave, please. Really? Is it that one? These hopes and fears for third wave. Okay. Okay, so I'm actually going to clarify a couple of these. Can I please clarify hopes and fears for the divine feminines in the first wave, which happens to be the Three of Pentacles. So what you're hoping for recognition, hoping that your twin is going to recognize the bond, whether it's your twin or whether it's other people. Like, you know, one of my karmic sort of lessons is that my family, my immediate family, are the same family that banished me when I was a mystic in another life. So I've always spent my life chasing my tail, trying to get their approval. And ceasing that was a huge lesson for me. But I feel like this is like wanting the people, these karmics, to recognize you and your true authentic worth. Don't even bother wasting your time, my lovelies, because they're not going to. That's part of our karmic lesson, is we need to release our attachment to that. Any of these, the clarifier for the Three of Pentacles. Is the Page of Swords now. Ace of Swords. Okay, Temperance. Okay, put them away then. Is the Star clarifying that? Has to be the last one in the stack. Okay, first wave is recognition. It's got the Hermit as the clarifier, so I really feel like this is you recognizing yourself. It's like soul recognition, reclaiming your soul, fragments of your soul. I really feel like that's kind of what's going on because of the healing that's going on a very, very deep level, like past life, ancestral stuff in our other star systems that we're healing at the moment. It's really, really deep and it's really intense. Okay. And there was a lot of ugliness. If you guys have watched the Hunger Games, like if you think that that could have been a reality that any of us lived through, just watch it with that in your mind, and it will really like shake your heart up. I can tell you that. It was, I did a marathon 2 days in a row, and trust me, there were a lot of tears. But I feel like that this is your own soul, because the Hermit represents somebody that follows the guidance of their own soul. So this is your soul clicking into you and you recognizing your path, your journey, your importance, your value, your self-worth, everything that you are here for. Yeah, like it's a beautiful thing. But in the hopes and fears for the second wave, we have the Three of Cups. So we're hoping for a reunion. We're hoping for a celebration. Now, this does not have to be a reunion with your twin. But the Three of Cups, to me, when it comes to twins and reunions, it's kind of like divine masculine, divine feminine, and the third energy that you create. It can also be, you know, holy, there's a God, Holy Spirit, and Father, Son, Holy Spirit. That's it. So anything, the Trinity, like, you know, the maiden, mother, crone, all of that, the triple goddess, all of that. So it's kind of like you could have the triple goddess energy where, you know, you're stepping into your authenticity and your power, and that's where it is. Because also in this card, you've got 3 females. So it definitely could tie in with the triple goddess energy, which is definitely here now. And the divine feminine energy on the earth is just profound and intense at the moment. But yes, I do, like, for me, this is definitely 3 goddesses having a little celebration. This could be, you know, a ritual or something like that. I feel like the divine sisterhood, brotherhood, divine community, this is definitely tying in with that. You're finding your soul family and your tribe, and you're coming together, and this is a celebration in itself. It doesn't have to be with your twin. But I believe this is a hope. It wouldn't be a fear. And then we've got the Ace of Wands for the third wave divine feminines. So Ace of Wands, divinely inspired action. Okay, so like perfect example, this lovely channel. I was guided to start it a year ago, but my own self-doubt and fear and excuses kept me from doing this, even though I know that it's something that I'm meant to do, and it's part of one of the few ways that I can actually serve humanity while I'm doing my studies and stuff. And even though it's kind of a logical thing, my fears and my own blocks sort of kept me away from it. So I really feel like this is kind of like hoping that you have the courage to follow through. But I'm just going to check on the clarifier. Is clarify one? Okay. I'm taking that back, ladies. The Ace of Wands is clarified by the Two of Cups. So this is hope for a reunion. Hope that your masculine is gonna, you or your masculine, whoever's time it is to make the move, that they're gonna make the move and you're gonna have your reunion, that they're going to step forward and take action. This is the ultimate action card. But because it came out with Ace of Wands and then the Two of Cups, I feel like this is divinely inspired. You're hoping for divine intervention and you're going to get it. Like if you've been listening to energy reports and things like that, my lovelies, you're going to get your divine intervention, especially if your divine masculine is not, doing what they should be by this stage. Okay. And I know mine isn't. So I'll be curious to hear what kind of a divine spanking he got. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful or rude way, but it's kind of like, yes, we're little kitties doing stuff for, our father and mother. And when our siblings, I won't say siblings, our friends in our environment misbehave, it's like, oh, are you going to get in trouble? Are you going to get spoken to? Like, you can't break the rules. It's that kind of an energy that I'm trying to express. I hope I'm making sense. All right, Archangel Michael, final outcome, please. Okay, are these the final outcome cards? Okay, I'm going to clarify every single one of them. Is that first wave? That second? That third. Okay. Actually, I've said it before and I'll say it again. There's very similar cards to the Divine Masculine reading. So if you guys have the patience, please do watch that because I think you will see some stuff. And really, the energy of the readings, like I watched a video the other day, which was Archangel Michael being channeled, and it's kind of like we don't have time to stuff around. Like divine intervention is going to happen if you guys aren't doing what you need to do. Be prepared for divine intervention. Your karmic relationships will be ended by the divine if you're not willing to get up out of there. And it's actually lit a few people up into doing something about it. And it's really a beautiful thing, but the energy and the kind of advice and things that were flowing out of me, it was a very much like, come on, guys, like, get on with it. Like, it wasn't as gentle and loving and as, I'm sure you'll get the gist of it if you watch it. This for the second pentacles. Okay, thank you. All right, please clarify the Two of Wands. Two Wands, please clarify. You'll see why I'm laughing in a second when I show you the cards. Is this clarifying the Two of Wands? Okay, please clarify the Five of Swords. One of my least favorite cards in the deck. Five of Swords. What's going on there? How is that a final outcome? That's an unpleasant final outcome. Oh, yes. Okay. Is this the clarifier? Okay, much better with the clarifiers now. So, Divine Feminines, in the first wave, your final outcome card is the Seven of Pentacles, hence the reason why I clarified it. But basically strength, a lot of deep inner strength. Like this learning to be patient that we've done through our ascension process is giving you so much strength and so much belief in yourself and empowered you so much that you're quite literally a different person that you are now. You were not the same person this time last year that you are now. It really is. And like this is, like I was saying, with the World card, it's kind of like a graduation and leveling up. We have come a really, really long way. Now you will see why I was laughing earlier, because Seven of Pentacles clarified by the Strength card. Then we have the Two of Swords, Wands clarified by the Patience, called Seven of Pentacles card. So once again, same cards coming up, yeah? So with the Two of Swords, second wave is, it's kind of like your final outcome is, feeling like you have a decision to make. but there's only one decision to make, but then it's clarified by the card of patience. Is maybe you feel like you need to make a decision, but you're actually rushing ahead. There's no decision required right now. So be patient. Allow things to unfold. It's almost like people waiting for the tide to come in or for the tide to go out before you can do stuff like near the ocean. You know, like just write it out. Just be patient. Don't push yourself. Don't get impatient with yourself. And don't feel like you have to make a decision about something. Nobody's holding a gun to your head and asking you to make a decision. And it's a harsh explanation, but you know, it's unfortunately a term I use sometimes, and I should stop. And I will soon. All right. So that's interesting. It's like feeling like you have to make a decision, but you don't. Are you feeling like based on other people's standards and, you know, 3D, parents, family, all of them, everybody else's requirement? You feel like, my relationship should have gotten to this stage by now. Your relationship should have not done except for what it's meant to do and what it feels good to you and your partner. Okay, don't judge your life and anything like that that's going on in your life based on other people's standards or other people's wants and needs, please. Okay, final outcome for the third wave. Also, why I clarified, we have the 5 of Swords. So like 5 of Swords is about somebody literally cleaning up the battlefield, taking advantage of other people's misery. It's a very narcissistic, manipulative energy, but it's basically you're moving away from it. Okay, you're moving away from all the narcissists, all the toxic people. So it's a beautiful thing. You actually had in the best possible outcome, the World card. So it's a completion of that cycle of toxic, narcissistic human beings in your life. Really, really beautiful. Okay. Now, I'm actually going to find my seat again. And I'm going to pull the other cards that I have decided that I'm going to. So we're going to get some Goddess Guidance cards. Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael cards. Just to make it fair, because Divine Masculine's also had it. So, okay, Archangel Michael. What's the Goddess card for that one? Okay. Second wave. See if this is correct. Is that for the first wave? Okay, can I have the second wave Divine Feminine, please? What card? Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Similar cards. Well, one of the cards that we had for the Divine Masculines we've got here. This is for the second group. Okay. I have Goddess Guidance for the third wave of Divine Feminine, please. Third wave, please. Up there. Ooh. Oh, I like it. All right. Welcome. Is this for the third wave? Should I read from the book for you? No. All right. Sometimes I will have to read the book, but this is actually the card that the third wave Divine Masculines got. So interesting. We've got Hathor, receptivity. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give to others. See, being open to the miracles and your God-given birthright, okay? You could not be sent down here by God on a divine mission to quite literally change the world through your own actions and leading by example without any resources and any support to do it. He's not cruel. She is not cruel. He's not that, manipulative either. So let's not put human characteristics on the most benevolent, most loving energy in the universe. And remember that you are a divine being. You're an ascended master that's been reincarnated here, okay? Every twin flame is an ascended master that has lived at some point. I'm from ancient Egypt myself. And I only just recently realized that. And trust me, it blew my mind. So remember that. You're a divine being. You're here on a divine mission. Be open to receiving all the tools and the resources, which is money in the form, energy in the form of money, is what I'm trying to say. You need it to live in this world that we're living in. Unless you live in a community off the grid and all of that, and you can survive without any of that, that's fantastic and kudos to you. However, most people are still living in, the 3D environments where you do need money for everyday stuff. Yeah. So that being open to receive all the blessings and the miracles that are coming to you. The second wave, we've got Dana, the high priestess. Okay. So it says you have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. Second wave, step up into mission, ladies and gentlemen. But divine feminines, this is definitely it. This is the little, it's time for you to do it. Get out in the world and shine like an absolute supernova. Because trust me, all your soul memory and all your soul's knowledge is under the surface. All you got to do is start moving your mouth and let the information flow. There is stuff that we are channeling that I don't even know where this information is coming from. It's kind of like I'll think of something and bang, an answer pops into my head, and I'm like, oh shit. And if I ask my team, they're like, yeah, it's true. And it's like, yes, because you tune into unity consciousness. You tune into the Akashic field of the universe. So if you think about something, the truth of it, as far as universal Akashic records knowledge is concerned, comes to you straight away. And it's quite a trip, I have to say. Okay, so third wave, divine feminines, we've got Aphrodite, the inner goddess. It says, awaken the inner goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. So divine feminines, so appropriate. Like, embrace your femininity. Nurture your femininity. Go get a massage. Go get a manicure, haircut, change your hair color, anything like that. All those things that divine feminines know how to do to change their appearance or their environment. If that means going and buying really bright pictures and wall hangings and stuff and brightening your room. Like this, ladies and gentlemen, was a lovely chakra yoga mat from all the way from China on eBay for $5, Australian, mind you. So like for you Americans, it'll be like $3. But how much color? Yeah, it's got the chakra colors. It goes down further as well. But I have this in my room and I feel so much better because it's like I'm getting the frequency of the colors that whatever chakras of mine that may be a little bit depleted, that might need a bit of help, they're in my space. And it's completely shifted the energy in my room from having just gotten that. Okay. So something as simple as that can make a huge shift. So it's kind of like Aphrodite. She's the embodiment of all things feminine and seductive kind of thing. Like, yeah, embrace your femininity. Like, have a really luxurious bath with lots of crystals and bubbles and candles and everything. And, I used to be one of those people that I'd find like nice candles and things like that. And I'll buy them and I'll keep them. I just opened a box of 3 most gorgeously scented candles this afternoon. And I'm like, yeah, because I deserve it, because I like it. When I've got like 5 candles burning in my bedroom and no light at all, it's the most serene vibe. And it just makes me feel like the queen of this throne, like, I don't know why, but it does. And I'm sure there's somebody out there that needs to hear this because I'm like, don't tell people this kind of stuff often. But, I've felt a complete shift in my energy and how I feel just based on having nice candles and a bit of color in the room. Like, it really blows my mind. Anyway, I'm going to ask Archangel Raphael what his guidance is for the first, second, and third wave of divine feminines, please. Oh, where's the one? Archangel Raphael. Whoa. Okay, second, please. And third. Oh, wow. Third wave. Is that one or that one? Can't tell when they flip. Is this part of the reading? No. Okay. This for the third wave. Not for second. That's for first. All right. First, second, and third. My lovely ladies and gentlemen. I was about to just say ladies, and I realized I'm talking to the Divine Feminine Collective. Okay. So, Archangel Raphael has advised for our lovely divine feminines in the first wave to stretch. It says, "Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for staying by my side and motivating me to take excellent care of myself in all ways." So stretch, like yoga, going for a walk, exercise, fresh air even. Like there's a kid sitting underneath a tree and is like almost an angel, basically just patting her on the head because like she's getting outdoors, she's in nature, she's grounding herself by sitting on the ground. But I do feel like this is like physical activity kind of stretch. I'm actually going to check in the book as well. But I will move on to second wave, Divine Feminines. Your advice is in regards to organic foods. So start getting into organic foods. I know it can be kind of expensive, but whatever you can afford, because the quality of organic food is so much better. Somebody actually said that today, is like when they get organic food, they eat less. When they have normal like vegetables and things like that, they eat a lot more because it's the quality is not there. Quality over quantity anytime. So this one, for those of you that are guided to do so, says, "Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for supporting my desire to consume and use organic products." So not even food, organic products could be skincare, hair care, anything like that. That's for second wave. Then the third wave, we've got laughter is the best medicine. It says, "Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for reminding me to detach and find the humor and irony within every human drama." Yeah, it's kind of like if you can sit there and like people watch for a while and try and be like one of those game show narrators in the background that's sitting there doing a running commentary of, "Oh, look at that person in the background. Oh, they had a little stack, blah, blah, blah." And like you can make the most mind-numbingly boring scenario absolutely hilarious by just adding a bit of unexpected, a little bit of out of the ordinary, let's just say. But people watching and doing a running commentary in a respectful, polite way, obviously, because we are lightworkers and all. It's pretty cool. Okay, I'm actually going to, for the first wave, I'm going to read you what it says in the book about stretch. Okay, so it says, if I can hold the book, Archangel Raphael is guiding you to stretch your body in gentle, feel-good postures such as yoga or Pilates. These and other stretching methods are wonderful for stress management and relaxation, as well as for increasing your range of motion and limberness. Many people believe that yoga is a fountain of youth. You receive this card because Raphael wants to motivate you to stretch your muscles regularly and healthfully. He'll guide you to the best forms of exercise and match you with an appropriate professional, such as a yoga instructor or a physical therapist. There you are. So, I hope that helps. And it makes a bit more sense when you read the book, but I'm actually going to read what it says about organic food as well. Laughter is the best medicine. I'm pretty sure I don't need to elaborate on that, but organic foods. It says, "You must be very sensitive to chemicals in order to receive this card." Haha. Archangel Raphael is recommending that you consume organic foods to eliminate and reduce harmful pesticides from your body. Most likely, you've been getting feelings or thoughts in this direction already, and this card is additional validation and that you are hearing your divine guidance accurately. Although these all-natural products may cost more, they're actually economical investments in your long-term health. Studies show that organic produce contains more vitamins and minerals. From a spiritual standpoint, organic produce is generally raised with loving energy on small and local farms. The increased energy that comes from eating a chemical-free diet is a valuable benefit that pays dividends in many ways. Oh my Lord, I'm really glad I read that because, that a lot of people don't realize that organic food is actually raised in a very highly spiritual way. I mean, is grown, not raised. Yes. Okay, now I'm going to move on to the lovely Archangel Michael cards, and this should do the readings. Wow, okay. Sorry this is so long, guys. Archangel Michael, what advice do you have for first waves, please? Okay. Second. Divine Feminine, second wave. What do you have? Wow. This is for the first wave. Archangel Michael, card for the second wave, please. claimed. Oh, wow. Is this for the second wave? All I'm going to say is, how many references have I made to self-love and self-respect and asserting yourself and things like that? I love you, Archangel Michael. You are the best, I swear. You are the man. Man. So, all right. Ooh, I like it. Is this for a divine from third wave? Okay, I'm actually going to read the card for a couple of these because you'll see why. So, first wave, beloved divine feminines, honor and trust your feelings. So that card that I read about organic foods, it's kind of like if you're being guided towards something, if there's a thought that keeps popping up in your head, it's not your thought, it's your guidance, my loves. Okay, realize that, please. Okay, so this says, the prayer is, thank you, Archangel Michael, for supporting, guiding, and protecting me as I listen to and act upon my feelings. Help me understand and express my emotions with love. So help me be a king of swords rather than a queen of swords. You know, like, yeah, beautiful. And now I'm going to read it. So that's there. It says, Archangel Michael urges you to look inward and listen. For this card is a sign that your feelings are accurately tuned in to the truth. Akashic field. Okay, some of these feelings may be uncomfortable to face, yet they are with you for an important reason. If you are conflicted, sit down with pen and paper and conduct an interview, in quotes, with your emotional self by asking, what are you feeling? Why? And what would you like me to do? Your feelings will speak loudly and clearly if you keep an open mind and trust what you hear. Respect your inner voice as the powerful life force that connects you to the divine. Often God and the angels answer your prayers and offer you guidance through your physical and emotional feelings. If you say, oh, it's just a feeling, you're ignoring vital divine assistance. This card reminds you to listen, really listen to your feelings. Okay? Yeah, really, really beautiful. So that was for the first wave. So yeah, and also that was the same one that had stretch. So if you're being guided to do exercise, which I definitely am, stop being like me and procrastinating and just do it. Okay, second wave, my beloveds. You've got, I won't even say it, I'll let it speak for itself. Self-respect, yeah. So the prayer here is a little longer. It says, Dear God and angels, thank you for helping me see myself as you see me, through the eyes of love. Thank you for honoring and respecting me. Please guide me to do the same for myself and grant me the courage to speak up on my own behalf. I ask for your protection in all of my relationships so I am surrounded by loving and kind people. How much more perfect can that be about, people who've been talking about karmic endings and things like that? Okay. I think it's important to read this one. So, get there. Archangel Michael is supporting your quest for happiness, health, and abundance by advising you to respect and love yourself. The situation you are inquiring about has some dysfunctional aspects which can adversely affect your self-esteem. This card is a sign that it's time to honor yourself. Even if others aren't treating you in a worthy manner, you deserve respect from yourself and others. For you are a beloved child of God, just as everyone is in spiritual truth. Amen, sisters. And brothers. This is why I love doing readings. And the last one for our lovely third wavers is make a commitment. Okay, and no, it's not necessarily in what context you think, because I've gotten this card recently. Okay, so make a commitment. I'm going to read the book to you first. It says, you drew this card because you were asking about how to improve a situation. Archangel Michael advises you to fully commit to your desired outcome. If you are tentative or unsure if you are deserving or worthy enough, then the final result will be unsatisfactory. However, by making a commitment, you'll help spark movement in your life. There you are. Commit to what you want. You want to step into your divine, soul purpose, mission, whatever you want to call it, your humanitarian stuff, your rescuing animals, or whatever it may be, yeah? If you're ready, Decide that you're ready, and the gates will open, the resources will show themselves, everything will happen. But we have a lot more control than we realize. If we're doubting things and we're having reservations, we're blocking our own blessings. So that is it for me, my lovelies. I really hope you enjoyed this reading and you got some messages and some hope from this, because really things are moving. There's a lot going, because I haven't done such, matter of fact and straight up readings for a while, and I like the way this is going. So thank you very much, lovelies. I will see you again soon. I will be doing the total super blood wolf moon eclipse readings with astrology as well, but for all the zodiac signs, not for twin flames, because according to my guidance, eclipses and full moons and things like that, they affect you more based on your astrological signs and things like that. So I really hope you enjoyed this. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. If I can spread the love, that is more than happy to do so. Thank you. Take care, guys. Bye.